too much time or paid to do this? I mean, there's Jamie the Rabbit. I did accuse Steve of being the other account. Jamie the Rabbit. Can't wait to find out who actually did this. No views, no view, one view. One view, no views. Looks like they want to throw me in a chipper. Yep, they do. You offend many people, Robin. I mean, we're only at 189. What an odd person. Yep. Some of the titles are using the same picture. Here, come to break, Robin. He made 1,554 videos just for you. So this is some of the stuff that, like, what do you do with it? What do you do? Are you supposed to be honored or scared? But it didn't stop there. Because if you remember,
Kids smash entertainment purposes. Now remember the box set for entertainment purposes only. The kids smash this on the ground. Now remember the box set for entertainment purposes only. That are reflecting off of it. Because I just like a nice crisp shot. And then there's this ridge that's going on here on the outside. And then this one has Paragraph systems in 2 spots. Must have been a custom magic 8 ball for some of everything. I don't know. That's pretty neat. So here's the backside. This is the window that you appear. You can see right now there is a yes. Now it doesn't always line up every time. If you want to find this item, put the link in the description area below the video. And again, thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more cool stuff. If you want to find this item, put the link in the description area below the video. You can also watch more videos in this.
It's in the book, the things that I know to
this
be
is
true.
back when this book was trying to be used. I didn't understand it fully, that you do get good information out of it, but I was showing you that
Henry
it's flawed.
D's exposed Stephen James Dishon for being a false. Okay. I, Robin Henry Tees, exposed Stephen James Dishon for being a false Jesus. Isn't that exactly what I'm doing? Now, here's the kicker, Stephen. Here's the kicker. Let's see what it comes out to. 4607, 3996. Yeah, look at that. Look at what the symbol is. Look at what the simple number is for this. 666.
Since then, it's gotten 50 searches. But, I mean, the real truth of the matter is this. The Messiah, Stephen James Dishon, reveals Robin Henry Tees as a son of the beast Cain. You're a son of the beast, Robin.
My children have the worst parents ever. You guys are criminals, and I know you mean me wrong.
Isn't that where Jonathan Fleck says gonna get hit by a tidal wave?
Back then, June 16th, 2019.
Oh, Jonathan Clegg?
New York.
You mean your employee?
666.
Yeah, you should probably stay away from that, huh?
We'll see.
Yeah, because that's when I was thinking that that Steve was the top guy.
baseball bat and
In the Hebrew, it's 1485.
But there are top guys and women, and they're the top of a certain thing. Like this is Steve's thing. Gematria, I believe, is definitely Steve's creation.
Like to answer
1485, H 1485 is Gerbal. And it is dwelling of ball. Dwelling place. Dwelling of ball.
Yeah, just keep twisting it around. And
I guess you need to follow him because he must be Jesus, right? Because apparently that's what the numbers say. But anyway, the author of Confusion is Stephen James DeShawn. You know, same author of the well, Gematria. Author of Confusion is Stephen James DeShawn. Same author of Gematria. Let's see what comes up with this one. With another,
so this one here, like I said, was
well, it's just a theory, guys, okay?
It's just a theory. And again, thanks for watching. Search our channel for more cool stuff. Later. If you want to find this item, click the link in the description area below the video. You can also watch more videos in this series by clicking here. Thanks for watching. And always remember, if you see a lucky penny, pick it up.
Wow, look at that.
One is leader gang stalkers on I, Robin Henry Tees. Does I, Robin Henry Tees, expose Stephen James DeShawn for being a false Jesus? Accuser Stephen James DeShawn accused Robin Henry Tees as false prophet. Leader gang stalker and the author of Confusion. Let me just add this to the book. Also,
So 3 months ago, no, Robin, they're gonna kill you for knowing their script, or at least that's what they have tried to get you to perceive in your mind. So that would be back on March sometime, 2019.
I'm ready.
Man, look at that too. I've discovered a lot of things in gematria that added up to 666.
Nightmares, I tell you. Stuff of nightmares. Well, it's
5 hours ago. It's 6:01 p.m. October 18, 2021. So 5 hours ago, I said that I'm here at the 222 Build Back Better 17th and Race. It's called the Cathedral. It's up to 17 floors. So that was 5 hours ago. Isn't that strange? Yep, strange flesh. And so I'm there. I don't know how long ago this uploaded. Well, it uploaded 2 hours ago. Took an awfully long time for that to upload. Or no, I drove home, that's right. So anyway, it uploaded 2 hours ago. I was there.
I smelled those
Those poop things that fall off the trees.
things that fall from the trees that smell really bad. There's the Italian flag, Italy. Over there is a Sweden flag. And over there is a Switzerland flag.
and there's just so much symbolism, and I break it all down. But it's like a precursor to today. It's almost like kind of predicts the coming days.
Sweden. Switzerland. So this video was being played because I was watching it as it was live streaming, because Jacob was on the live stream, and it's talking about satanic Switzerland. There's a Switzerland flag. As I'm right there, so the video was already uploaded. I showed this first, and then I'm going back. Oh, Jacob looks just like my stepson Trevor here. It's funny. I wasn't able to watch the entire video because I was recording at the same time, but I was listening my earpiece and talking about Switzerland. And also at the end of this video, because obviously Jacob's video was already recorded, and these were the things that he was already going to talk about. I had already planned on going down to see this third temple here today.
Martin Luther King Day tomorrow. All the symbolism of Jupiter rise.
Martin Luther King happens to be right there. And
Venus.
What I said was, so far anybody that I've communicated with hasn't denied that the third temple is right where I'm saying it is.
Descending into the earth, falling from heaven and the earth. All of this cool symbolism. The temple, the third temple altar. All of this stuff playing out, and we find ancient life at 3,500 feet.
I know, it's originally aired January 20th, 2019. But I do the same thing. I go back to videos, to the things I'm talking about, and then tie it together. It's a pattern. It's a communication pattern. You're talking about the third temple. You're talking about Switzerland. And as I'm right there, there's Switzerland, the flag, at race. And over there is a Switzerland flag.
The eclipse going on at 3.5 hours, and it says most people are going to be impatient and aren't going to wait for it. I don't know how many articles I read about people like, oh, if you're too impatient, you don't want to wait for it to finish. I'm saying be patient. I'm saying hang on.
But that's why everybody leaves. That's why everybody leaves. I'm done. I'm done with you. Let me move on to the next thing. I was promised something over here. Remember those broken promises.
System. The human host body is a hunting trap. It's a trap to hunt angels. That's why there's clothing lines called Hunted for Dinner. I'm going to share with you Revelation 13.
Which is 400. Hunted for dinner. You take a quick look from the area. You got your 4 there. I know it's a cross, but it looks like a 4. And again, because it's the third temple on parking lot 222, which becomes 666, 3 times 222.
Know the truth. I've been proven faithful. Yes, I would. I don't think I've ever shared this with everybody. His body is a hunting trap. It's a trap to hunt angels. That's why there's clothing lines called Hunted for Dinner. I'm going to share with you Revelation 13. I don't think.
Again, nobody's proven to me that it's not the third temple. So by putting having the 3 here, which is the third temple, 666, lines up still perfectly with this building here being just that, in between 18th Street, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6, in down to 17th Street. And it's called the Cathedral. At least that's what I'm told. But it does make sense because this here is called the Cathedral. I think the Recovery. Yeah. Cathedral Recovery. Third temple, huh? No way. This isn't the third. This isn't the literal third temple that the interpretation of the Bible, according to a certain group of people, are pushing, is it? The third temple in Philadelphia? Like, I actually walked by it and pointed it out today.
Tell me we walk 3 miles an hour? I see the spackle in the window, so they're ready for drywall and spackle. It's called the Cathedral.
Hunter Roberts. Hunting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Hunting
8,
souls.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th at the bottom.
Hail Satan.
Hail. Cast your lot.
Good evening, everybody. Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. And
that wasn't the beginning of the 7-year tribulation period. How can you be sure of that? You can definitely be sure and say October 21st, nothing happened because nothing happened. But now that it's like now, every time the time goes by, the May 21st of the 5th year goes by, and the 6th year goes by, and October 21st, it's past us now. It's like I can't see them waiting any longer. Maybe they're more. I mean, I've heard they are pretty patient. They've been waiting, like generations die, and it's because it's the beast. It's him. He's controlling that part of it. So this
May 14th. I'm just doing the math. It's been the 70th year, and we're still all here, and nothing's really changed. It's just gotten worse. And that was 7 days before Judgment Day warning. And I remember seeing the first time I started to think like, oh well, they're paying attention to me. That one guy, I forget what he is, but he has like 600,000 subscribers. He did a video talking about that, and my video was on there on his list. So I'm thinking that's cool that they're paying attention. Rita, who passed away. I think most of it either started the day of the eclipse or lining up the birth of September 23rd. Maybe it was Great Tribulation 23rd. I honestly don't know. And who really does? Who really knows? Man, I had a ton of comments back then. I don't get so many comments anymore. I don't get so many views. I might get like 200 views, maybe 100 sometimes. Just that first one is really the first 7 or 8 views is the most important ones. Back in October 27th, 2017. And so basically almost 4 years ago. I think my eyesight has come in a lot clearer. And I've created a lot more friends that are not particularly upfront about it, but a lot more enemies that are upfront about it. So I've experienced both sides.
Show you guys by using the enemy's own outward manifestation of what they are. I'm just trying to use their own stuff just to show you. You can tell every tree by its fruit. You can see what they are just by looking at what they produce. If they produce a building called the Vatican, that means divining serpent. Vatican means divining serpent, and it actually is built in the shape of a snake wearing a crown. Well, do you know who's building it? Who's the snake in the Bible? The serpent is Satan, the devil. Well, remember, he's minion one, so they built a big snake wearing a crown because the serpent race meets inside that building. It's a no-brainer. And they worship in front of an altar that's a dead sheep, which is a bunch of angels that make up the dead sheep because we're all the angels. We're the minion one that make up the dead sheep. And it's male and female reproductive system.
That
It's
has a
no-brainer.
crown on it.
Everybody that knows Satanism is worshiping the flesh. Do as thou wilt. Everybody should know that.
But so does
So,
this.
the video I showed you last night is just the end of the transmutation process. So you get an angel, you get into a
There's the
glue forbidden fruit host body system. You come in, you got a good you and a bad you, a right side up you and an upside down you, like a set of twins spiritually inside of you. So you got an angel and a demon fighting for control inside of you. Unless you surrender, admit your guilt before God, and you get inverted, then you go to the pit when you die. That's it. It's that simple. This is exactly what the world is. What I'm showing you, and I'm proving it with all the data that the Lord God gave me. Now, I did that video last night starting the Y series. Now there he is. He has a face like a man upside down. He has hair like a woman. Okay, so there's what I showed you.
What? He has hair like a woman.
On the number 1 short series. That's the video. Let me show you what I saw this morning.
The lodging at the cathedral in between 17th and 18th and Race Street. There's 12 streams. Hey buddy, how you doing? Rise up, Woodard. Come on. Rise up, Woodard. There you go. There's the 12th one. Thank you. I love when Woodard listens to you. There's 12 streams. Hey buddy, how you doing?
There's tennis shoe line that are called bait. See, look, bait, and look what it says: Lost Angels on the back, and on the tongues, "F you pay me." And the number 400. 400 represents slavery in ancient Egypt.
1, 2, 3,
and
4,
400
5,
in
6,
the Bible
7,
means
8, 9,
prey
10, 11.
and food source stuff.
And then in the middle,
Strong's 400. I've shown you over and over again. It means prey and food source. And then I think
rise up, Woodard.
you should see this one more time.
There you go.
The clothing line is called
There's the 12th one.
400.
Let's just say that this literally is the building that's going to be considered the third temple, the literal building, the literal third temple interpretation. And I have everybody that's promised to go there and live there and prosper and all that stuff. You're watching my video and you're promised to head in this direction. And you see that this literally is the place. And all I've been showing you is that this 400 for dinner is F you pay me, broken promises. Do you still think that it's not going to be broken promises? Do you still think that this is going to go exactly the way that you were promised? Because again, I wasn't promised anything from anybody. I prefer to be isolated completely by myself, to do this completely alone. No distractions of any sort, anywhere, anybody. Just me, myself. Leave me alone until this is over. When it's over, then, well, I'd be glad to communicate with people. That's all I really want to do. But I'd rather do that in the end when this is over. And I know that everybody is telling the truth. And everybody who is or isn't, I know for sure. So in the meantime, I'm just going to isolate myself and focus. Even though I probably only have a few days left. We are coming up 3 days from now to the 10th year since we're warned that the world was going to end by that false prophet, Harold Camping, that I stuck up for from the very gate, the very beginning of my YouTube career. I didn't purposely put that as 111. I wasn't even in the numbers. I didn't even know anything about it.
But if I was wrong, since I was wrong, why are you still watching me? If Harold Camping was wrong about one thing, that October 21st, 2011 came around and the world didn't end,
You have a clothing line that says hunted for dinner. Here's a sign I saw the other day a while back when I was in Grand Junction. This was a giant electronic sign. Don't get bit by romance scams. And it's literally a bug with women's clothing and lipstick. Probably no big deal. I mean, you know, you
Male actors who transform into women for movies. Well, I mean, yeah, for movies. Not permanently, but when you do it permanently, they'll give you a different, more of a feminine look.
I mean, you know, you couldn't think this stuff up. Electronic sign. Don't get bit by romance scams. And it's literally a bug with women's clothing and lipstick.
Kendall Jenner, Ken doll, like Ken, like the doll, like the man, Ken doll. That's what Victoria's Secret is. Ken doll is a man transformed into a woman, and but what she really is
Electronic sign. Don't get bit by romance scams. And it's literally a bug with women's clothing and lipstick. You couldn't even try and think it up. So again, it is been proven over and over and over again
and over
that they
and over.
mock us at every turn.
Over and over and over and over.
And that they use numerology right in front of your face to mock you and show you that they're the ones that are consuming you. And
which one is it? October 21st, October 28th. You will see me soon. Truth is in gematria because I put it there. Oh, King David, Linwood, Michigan. That must be Stephen James DeShawn over there, because he is the only way. Oh, here it is, October 25th. The accomplishment of the great work, October 25th. 70th year anniversary, 1,260 days. Accomplishment, the great work. That's only 7 days from now. The bringer of the end of everything. Return of the warriors. The 11th of November. That would be 3.5 days before the 42nd month since the nation of Israel became a nation again. So everything, just like 1,290 days, Thanksgiving, just like 42 months, November 14th, 3.5 days before that, peace arrangement deal, 1,335 days. November 8th, 222.
That will sit there, and any of us that want to get out the truth and let the truth be the truth are considered the liability. We are the ones that they fear. See, I feel like something's getting ready to happen, guys, in a very negative way in our world, in a way that we may not fully understand till the event takes place. But I do feel that event is coming upon us faster and faster. A lot of my brothers and sisters out there are on the forefront. They are willing to stay the course. They're willing to put their own security in jeopardy. Why? Because exposing the lies to present the truth of Jesus Christ is more important to them than their own life. I've been seeing what's been going on. I've been paying close attention. Nick has been doing research on how to be a hero. You'll be surprised what it takes for you to become one.
You would know, Derek.
Not putting your number up, but if you were being gang stalked, I will meet up with you and help you approach the people. I want to see you get over this matter because I see what a
This is
good man you are.
This is back on March 8th, 2018. Back when I've allowed people to contact me, I've contacted people. They've said some really nice things in the beginning, and then what happens is
A good man God has in you. I want to be your friend, not your enemy. You can meet my family and see for yourself I'm no agent. You are 100% wrong. You won't let me prove your accusations about me are absurd. You have been led astray, brother. I will pray to you that I want to help you. Listening, I'm calling out to God to help you get past this and back
Thursday, March 8th.
on the path of light.
2000.
I'm sad to you. You think that you think I am your enemy. Hey, I just watched your last two videos. I'm sorry for labeling you as nuts. Hey, you know what? You're not delusional after all. About your end times theory, listen, I was wrong. Man, your last video about the two witnesses portrayed to me perfectly what you were thinking. God is using, oh my God, he's using you to warn people. No matter if it's tomorrow or 15 years from now. Yeah, Robin, I hope you can forgive me. You will not see me say anything bad about you ever again.
Keep that in mind. So I say, I forgive you, but you need to be more concerned about God forgiving you. I believe this was, it might have been Eric from Allentown.
I forgive you, but you need to be more concerned about God forgiving you. I was ignorant. Now I'm not. I was not blaspheming the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit you have. I thought I was helping. What you said on your other last video, I heard it, and I put it right now, while I'm around timer. And it's no God that can correct me. So, but stop putting his videos up because you can get in trouble if he complains. So I don't want to see that happen. So you need to stop. You do what's in your heart. I'll do what's in my heart. I'm not trying to have a conversation with you. I said I forgive you, and that's it. I didn't say we can start chit-chatting like friends. I don't know you, and trust is an issue, no matter what, if you're forgiven or not. Look, I don't care about chit-chat with you. Stop putting these videos up. The problem is, you think you know everything about God. Remember, I'll never say anything bad about you again. Prideful, fool heart. God is using you to warn people's anger. You think you're a fool? Your ego, you dumbass fool. Your numbers are erased. I love you too. Same here, man, but damn, I mean, I'd rather you spit in my face because you're just crazy, man. You need help from a pastor, all right? God needs to freaking get you in control. You think you know everything about God, don't you? Because you listen to warn people. I understand you are communicating with people. No, so many other. But oh my God, I can't take it anymore. Thou shalt not judge and throw stones and not the only one upset. I'm starting to feel harassed by you. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm starting to feel harassed by you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. So put down the stone. Now you just lied because you said you erased my number. And I'll never say anything bad about you again. But yet you're still texting me. I'm asking you kindly to stop harassing me. All the way back then was the beginning of, it was definitely the beginning, the new year was the beginning of everybody that had clung with flatteries to release their flatteries. But a couple clung on pretty for a long time. There's two in particular. I'm sure you know exactly who you are. You hung on pretty long, denying. All the way back then, 2018, beginning of it, after my first year almost of being up on YouTube, trying to figure out like what the hell. Don't ever quit. Not that I think you would. Well, you're right, Barb. You have good discernment.
He lied and he said something that was not true in his last video that he made. That he accused me of something, and I know that I never said what he said. So right there, he's a liar right from the beginning.
If their messages are different than mine, it is because I have not sent them. That's why you're getting so much resistance, Robert.
March 4th, 2018. You know, the one thing about Brian Tucker, been there from the gate, never has given me any kind of I don't even like, not even clinging with flatteries, but also not being disrespectful at the same, kind of just even keel, just kind of right down the middle, which is the right way to go. Doesn't bother me too much about anything, and so it's when that kind of thing takes place, you just let it be. Baseaholic, talked to him a few times, same thing. Never didn't really understand a lot of the things I was talking about in his opinion a lot of times. Sometimes kind of took me the wrong way, but then I would talk to him about it and then I would explain it better. But being honest, that's it. Just honest. He said, I know you don't trust me, man. Not sure why. Feeling pretty straightforward and honest. Well, you know, just look what I've went through. All these agents popping up, lying, saying that they're not.
If their messages are different than mine, is because I have not sent them. That's why you're getting so much resistance, Robin.
Who's resistant?
For they have no light or truth in them. No truth. I have.
Wow. Matthew. I don't know, brother. I'm not going to say you're being influenced by a spirit. I'm not going to say you might be an agent.
Which you just did.
Trying to get people away from what Robin's saying.
Which is what you've been doing.
I'm not going to say that either. I'm just going to say, man, people don't act like this who truly are living with the Holy Spirit. Take my word for it, brother.
That's a true statement. However, you know, people just haven't acted that way. Even though they have that power to act for 42 months.
That's what this is. This is obvious. There's too many of us that can see it. If I was sitting by myself, if I was sitting by myself, this is obvious.
Why don't you let it go? And unsubscribe, you weirdo. Hey, that's End Times Watchman. Derek from Glop of Truth. Not the brightest tool in the shed, are you?
Here's my cross. There you are.
Is that Lowe's? Yep. Sure looks like it.
Here's my cross.
Oh man, that bothers so many people, doesn't it? I was doing it because I know I was being gang stalked, and like even today at the gym, I walk by and the girl gets off the treadmill, walks out this way, does it robotic eye wink. She almost looked like a robot. I'm like, winketh with the eye. But back then, it was irritating to death. So I was just carrying my cross. And what that did was...
Up no wood cross and be out here looking and showing folks how holy and religious we are. Oh, look at me. I went down to Lowe's and got me some 2x4s and put some nails in it so I can show you how religious I am. Hey, guys, look at me. Look at me. I'm out here suffering.
Robin! March 28, 2018. Over 3 years ago. 3.5 and some change.
How religious I am. Hey guys, look at me. Look at me. I'm out here suffering.
Look at that spirit jumping out.
Please.
The spirit of mock.
Please.
2.
Please.
The breathe.
Get over yourself.
Get crow.
And these people are so wrapped up
Wrapped.
These people are so wrapped up.
Yeah, I know what they're wrapped up in now.
My brother, that they have no idea. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're more worried about bringing down my brother Robin than actually trying to help get somebody saved.
How'd they make out? How'd all of yous make out so far?
They would rather see Robin go off in the sunset as to save a soul. And guys, we're not stupid. We can connect the dots, and it's already been connected.
Now again, publicly, Andrew Pardon never came against me. But behind the scene, Jamie the Wabbit, you knew exactly who that was.
Every time a new person comes up, it's like clockwork.
Alright,
Who you looking at, huh? Who's messing with you in your little bunker there?
said I wasn't gonna do this, but I just can't not do it, okay? I've been wanting to do this video for weeks now, and I have just been keeping my mouth shut.
That actually would be a good idea if he stayed that way.
Is it Judas Iscariot? What does that make you? Jesus?
I didn't say it.
When you say the world is crucifying you, what does that make you? Jesus?
Well, if you pick up your cross like Jesus, then you try to be like Jesus. Doesn't mean you're Jesus. It just means you're trying to be like that spirit.
You better fucking be careful what you say. Really be careful what you say.
Look into the camera.
Because when you say, oh, I have 12 disciples, you're glorifying yourself like you're Jesus.
I was just kidding. But it was ironic how I had like 12 different people's numbers, and then everyone turned and left. I don't know. I mean, it is a fact. The satyrs. If I keep going, I didn't have Tyler's number, but Jerry that you just seen, Matthew that you just seen, Justin that you just seen, SJD that you've heard. There's a couple more.
And it's not that I don't know what the verse means. It's not that I don't know what it means when it says, pick up your cross and follow me. What I meant by saying was, and it's just a suggestion, when you put follow me and you put 923 on the back of your car, unbelievers don't know what that means. They don't know what it means.
That's why they're supposed to look it up. Along with Mark 1:15. They're supposed to look it up. And I'll leave you with this.
Please. Get over yourself.
Get up and show his face. Did Stephen James DeShawn ever show his face before I got him to show his face on the camera? When your employees can't stop one human being from talking, then you gotta try to stop. And then when you get stopped, then the other person that's above you gotta get, and then eventually I gotta get Satan to get up and put his face in front of the video.
Elijah slay him himself? No, he didn't. It was the people that joined with Elijah that rounded up all 450 of those prophets of Baal, and they were slain literally.
Please can't. You heard that.
Protestants to the fence.
It's a little off topic.
Israeli fighters or soldiers, were firing
back on May
at the
16, 2018.
direct on their legs, sometimes on their chests, and they killed until now 52 of them confirmed and more than 2,000 injured.
And Faraz, today's disturbances, are they linked specifically to the opening of the US Embassy, or are they perhaps linked to the upcoming anniversary of the creation of the State of Israel, or is it part of the ongoing protest against occupation and so on?
Actually, it's an important question because today it's because of the move of the embassy, but tomorrow is expected to be a very big demonstration because it's the anniversary of the creation of Israel, which known for the Palestinians as the catastrophe. So tomorrow, what will happen is the Palestinians will
14, 2018.
to bury their 52 people who killed.
Oh, it was
here
Pentecost
today,
back then.
and then they will come here to demonstrate. Hamas said something very interesting at the end of today. They don't want the people to come.
I digress.
It was a confusing statement, but other factions here in Gaza, they said, no, we will come. And you can imagine the situation with all this anger, how the Palestinians will
This
come
was
here,
from the
thousands of
Saders
them,
twins.
And the 70th anniversary of what they call the catastrophe to demonstrate here again. They will try to cross again this fence, to return to their land. This is what they said. It's not Israel for them, it's Palestine. So it's expected to be bigger than today and more bloody.
All right, on that note, we'll leave it. Faraz Kilani in Gaza. Thanks, Faraz.
Thank you. I promise people they did that. Everybody died, okay?
Must have just kept itching. But yet this is supposed to be martyrs.
So Steve
How many of them are
Manoon,
dead? How many of them are alive?
Steve Manoon was on my radar just a year into YouTube.
Well, maybe all of them are alive. Maybe it's just.
I always liked Steve. I mean, reading the script and everything, I gave him a hard time about it before, but then he made it funny. He did like an admission video once, and it's like, all right, you know what do I expect? And then driving in his truck, the screen, he did the, as I'm like, I hear the gas going, and I'm wondering, like, who does that? Who drives it? And then he made fun of it the next video. So I appreciate the sense of humor.
My name is Matthew Daly. I'm going to make another video a little bit later showing my mother because this is getting ridiculous. This is going to stop. This is over with. Please, my subs, will you stop sending me videos, Robin? Please stop. I told you guys I'm done with this. So here you go, Robin, because it's getting past the point of ridiculous.
It's off for the day, right? I'm in charge. Now look here, people. This is what happens when
you get yourself filled with all this hate and anger. I want hate. I want anger. It's all about this love stuff. Love puppies and kittens. I want hate. I want anger. Look at me. I went down to Lowe's and got me some
Did you say hate or eat?
And put some nails in it so I can show you how religious I am. Hey guys, look at me. Look at me. I'm out here suffering. You say that you love the Lord. You say that you've been saved. But see, the spirit that's coming off of you, the spirit of hate and anger. I want hate. I want anger. It's all about this love stuff. Love puppies and kittens. And rage and violence. You can look me up and see what I was convicted of. Burglaries. Forgeries. When I was 19 and when I was 21. Yeah, I went down to Lowe's and got me some 2x4s and put some nails in it so I can show you how religious I am. I didn't. Hey guys, look at me. Look at me. I'm out here suffering. If you just want to know about a motherfucking thing, with your big mouth.
But what you do, guys, I give it a 7 out of
out of a 10 there because it doesn't transform. But what you do, guys, is you lift it up, you push the thing, you flip it that back down, and then you roll it up in there. Either way.
Produced lies about him. And what do these evil people do?
Way you can do it, because he can go from side to side, and I mean like that. So it don't really matter which way he goes. You put him in there, and it has a rear opener. I'm just not sure how to. You push it here, guys. You got to push these buttons right here, and it goes. It also has like passengers in there, and hey guys.
I'm Derek from Galapa Church.
I'm a little sad today.
Why is that, Robin? I mean, Derek?
You know why? Well,
What do they do now?
because
They were glad and coveted to give him money. And he promised and sought opportunity to betray him unto them in the absence of the multitude. See, in other words, they told Jesus, quit teaching your teachings, quit telling people how to have the true gift of salvation, quit giving out the secrets, Jesus, quit. Jesus said, no, I'm not going to quit. I want my people to be. Jesus, quit. Jesus said, no, I'm not going to. Jesus, quit. Jesus said, no, I'm not going to quit. I want my people to be free. His inner circle out of betrayal. To the point where Judas was willing to make a promise to these guys to receive Jesus.
Is it Judas Iscariot? What does that make you? Jesus?
Telling people how to have the true gift of salvation. Quit giving out the secrets, Jesus. How to have the true gift of salvation. Quit giving out the secrets, Jesus. Quit. And Jesus said, no, I'm not going to quit. I want my people to be free. So his inner circle had to betray him. Scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. The religious people, the Sadducees and the Pharisees,
they feared the people.
were looking to kill Jesus, seeking his life. Wow. A man of God teaching you truth. People who are religious were looking to kill him, to crucify him, to end his life. You know, they stalked Jesus. Wherever he went, they stalked him. They followed him. They watched his every move. Sorry, guys. They watched his every move. They looked on how they would be able to deceive him and kill him. And what did they have to happen to him? What had to happen? My brother Ross is talking about this on his channel. They had to use someone in his inner circle. Someone that said that they knew him.
So in the meantime, I want to give you a review of this toy right here. Alright, so this is why it's not going to work. Alright? You're right, Robin. Why don't you tell the elite that their plan's going to backfire? Man, I'll tell you what, Robin. You wonder why people hate your guts. Number one, you have Maybe you should find Christ yourself, loser.
7.6 billion people.
It was written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit that was not
Look at that.
which is spiritual, but that which...
Time to take a stand for SJD. Back on July 2nd, 2018. The top Luciferian in the United States is a man by the name of SJD. You think that stopped me for sticking up for somebody who's being interrogated by other people? Yes, I was deceived, of course. Of course, I didn't see it at that time. But look, you see where my heart is? If I see somebody being picked on, doesn't matter who you are, I'm gonna stick up for them.
Afterward, that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. Now, here's a quickening spirit. He made him a quickening spirit.
Gregory Joseph Edward. Henry, King of the Jews. Stephen James DeShawn.
But you know what's so beautiful in the two types that you have there? Adam, the first man, Yeshua being the second Adam. And what was that? In both those Adams, their bride was inside of them. Adam, though he was made of the earth, an earthly man, that was just the human body that was made that earthly man. He was clay, made from the clay of the earth, but he didn't have any life in him until God breathed into him the breath of life. As it says in Hebrew, which means that God breathed his own life inside of that body. But notice the word chayim.
Yeah. Steve's picture, Yehovah, Yeshua, Alpha, Omega. Understand the mystery of the Son of Man, Yeshua, and be free.
Chayim shows that it was in the plural form. I forget exactly, Genesis 3.
See that? BBC. There's Kim Jong in the background. The other guy that's kind of similar to him. This is all on the side of my screen because these were John the Watchman for that great day. Even what's his name? InfoWars guy. Because these were the people that I watched and I paid attention to. All the way back then. Over 3 years ago. Egyptian pyramids. Three in a row. And I didn't even notice that. They are pretty much in a row. There's one pyramid. There's another pyramid. And so is the Binswanger triangle. The tongue sticking out. Because it's a created vagina. And then the holy place that you got standing up. I just want you to have rock solid understanding of this system.
Okay, in a way that you have never understood it. You've never understood it this way. A way that you have never understood it. It's the word. It's the word.
So here's what happens when you...
Just 1,000 views, no big deal.
When you cut off communication.
Thumbs down.
Sorry, no comment.
July 16th,
Next
2018.
question. And then this is what I'm talking about. Fletcher just made a video. All the world. In all of the world. I'm just continuing the same message that Harold Camping was relaying 7 years ago.
It was just the beginning of it. August 6th. I'm going to go postal. More male stalking harassment. Because I have the comments turned off.
Catalog. And just some humongous book. But thanks again, guys. Getting larger.
So I'm anticipating August 7th.
So that's 6 days. So as you can see, this is August 7th, Tuesday, which is tomorrow.
And I remember Skip talking about this very thing, and I'm thinking, I don't even know you, Skip. I don't even remember. I might have seen you around, but, you know, because it was something about like someone that has way too much time in their hands, or somebody that has the ability to distribute like money to, you know, but wasting your time with this.
I will guarantee you on my life that there's going to be a stack of these tomorrow. Unless you've given this message to the post office and told them not to deliver it tomorrow, that way I lose my life. A week's worth.
There you go. There's the stack. But then...
And you're only going to send me this? Oh, man. Well, I mean, at least one summit, so... That's cool.
August 8th.
I'll give this to my brother.
Now it's week 1 at the bottom, week 2 at the top. And I think I'm going into, yeah, okay, so it's 2 weeks.
So here's my much fan mail.
Now it's a full month of turning my comments off. So failure to communicate. That's what happens when you cut ties.
It's given to me not because people love me, but because of my YouTube channel. As soon as I shut off the comment section, because you guys are just spewing nothing but garbage, I received your message.
I felt more sorry for the mailman, because he's always like carrying stacks of stuff to my door. Oh man, they were the good old days. August 31st, 2018.
Except for that one day you didn't send mail, and Sundays. I'm a little disappointed. But it's slowed down. But this is much fan mail that I've been receiving. All because
what would happen if I found out the secret handshake and I weren't a Mason?
Nothing.
You wouldn't have to kill me?
We might take you out and buy you a beer.
Nah. I want more than that. I want to rule the world. I want to change the way the world system is and rule it with my spirit. I don't want just a beer anymore.
Above the clouds where the sounds are original. Infinite skills create miracles. Warrior spiritual. Above the clouds raining down, holding it down.
And that's because my word is born. I get much fan mail. I get much fan mail. I get much fan mail.
So this is today. August 31st, 2018.
In they drawers. But first, where's the safe at? But first, let's make them show us and tell them hurry up, give up the loot that they owe us. We bringing it back around the way to our peeps, cause times are way too deep. We know the code of the streets, meet your defeat. This is my Robin Hood theory. My Robin Hood theory.
Just early in the morning.
Yes, it's someone that's shouldn't be there as I'm pulling up.
Oh no, that was it when I drove home. I thought I was just getting in my truck leaving.
Like these words. Volunteers must also attend a monthly meeting and provide 4 hours of service each month. Now, what we have here.
Look at this. Gang stalking. Find a new job today.
Let's see what we have here. Gangs, jobs, stalker jobs. Gang stalking positions open, apply. Full-time, part-time, plus benefits. Hey, we know. You get all kinds of gift cards. And 16 to 35 hours an hour for this one. We found 10 gang stalking jobs. Awesome.
Wow.
Choose the
Just
work
straight
amount.
in your face.
I want full time. Weekday, weekend.
Just
Let's
take 'em
see.
all.
I have work. I'll work on the weekday. I like doing. I'll do day and night because I'm desperate. Choose your experience.
None.
I have none. None at all. Confirm or change the city, state, continue, fill it. Yeah, okay. Receive daily job alerts.
So there you go. You get that alert when I come by, like my neighbors and whoever does the stalkingness.
Let's see. Stalker jobs. So here's where me and my wife come in through this way. This is the baseball field over here. And so we walk down this way, right? As soon as I get right here, I see the 45 hours an hour of stalking.
Gang stalking positions, 24 to 45 hours an hour. There's no such thing as gang stalking. It's the paranoia that's getting to you, Robin. October 2nd, 2018. What? They're just leaving. No big deal. Headlights in my face. Very good. Very good job. Go back. 650.
And here's why I recorded that. Because when I pull in, the car's right there facing the street, right, in the first spot. And this is the only way out. So there's no reason to go over there because you can't get out. If you wanted to get out, you just back up and then go that way. There's no need to go this way and then go all the way around. Unless that's what you're assigned to do.
4 minutes later.
I don't know, I'm just going to see if this is normal behavior or not.
Headlights in the eyes.
Well, no, it's not.
again, I mean, you know, you're pulling in here. If you want to make a U-turn, okay, I can, maybe. It's possible that that's what it is. But here, let me just do an example here. If I wanted to come in and do a U-turn, I would come in here and just turn around right here. But if I was assigned to do a U-turn, I would go in front of the target, go all the way over there, turn around, and then drive all the way back. I'd make sure that my headlights would aim directly at the target as I'm making a U-turn. I mean, that's just what I would do if I was a gang stalker. Next. 6:56.
2 minutes after that. Headlights in the eyes.
Next. He might stay. He might stay.
No.
No, wait, no.
Headlights in the
make sure
eyes.
High beams, make sure your lights are right in my eyes.
There you go. Perfect.
No? Must be U-turn city, I don't know. Nah, because you know what? The guy before this, he was coming this way, and he pulled in here and he turned back out and went that way again. So that made no sense, right? I mean, it makes perfect sense, but
yeah.
not. You know, I'm just surprised that they even do this when they know I'm recording them.
Not even 4 minutes in, as I just back into the park to sit there and eat my ice cream. 3 years ago. Obviously, unusual behavior for four cars in 5 minutes to do U-turns.
You're done. It's right there. I don't know, what more can I say that I haven't already said and repeated myself time and time again? I just feel like, again, it's, your videos can be cut off any day. Like that I can say is possible. For Christ to return any day, no, it's not the way it works. There's a major deception that happens before God even gets involved. I'm feeling like a real piece of shit right now for things I've said in the past. Hey guys, come to me and get your silver and gold. Okay, you gotta act now. We don't have any time left, guys. As you can see, I have my camera guys following me right now because I'm pretty important. Come on, hurry up, girls. We gotta go and get some freaking Bitcoin, alright? So talk to you guys later. Hit me up on the link below. And sign up for our classes now. The world's coming to an end, but it doesn't matter. We're still gonna have Bitcoin anyway, alright, guys? Talk to you later. Come on, honey. I mean, woman. Listen to Robin Hood. He doesn't know me, okay? He thinks he does, but he doesn't. Guys, I'd be lying to you if I said that this didn't hurt. Just a little bit, alright? We're getting ready to get unleashed on you guys because we're the giants. The Nephilims. Get ready, guys.
I had no clue at the time.
Because we're gonna freaking eat your asses alive. Right, Richie?
Right, Richie. And I had no clue about what I just said either.
I am a faceless coward. I represent the trolls. We don't have a face.
We back to back spiritually.
See how you can miss Derby? Look out, man. Get away from my back.
They're 14 minutes in, 4 minutes in.
Holy,
so, you know, we're
getting down to the real topic.
You know, we're right on top of the, the surveillance, cameras for the new world order. Yeah, right there. They're watching us, but even when we go behind closed doors in our own home, they're watching us through the camera. And guys, this ain't.
You would know, wouldn't you, Boldly?
I'm scaring you. For the people who don't have Christ, when you have Christ, you don't fear anything, but for the people who aren't, awake, you're scared, and then you want to go in the comments and then portray that we're scared just because, because we're awake. Because you're actually scared. So, I just pray for all you lost souls out there, to find Jesus Christ, aka Yeshua or Yahweh, or because the letter J was actually invented after Christ, but Jesus, he will still respond to that name, and that name works. So guys,
that name works, like brother works.
I'm gonna read. I'm going to start at Corinthians.
Don't preach with your head
chapter
covered.
11. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. I make my entrance. I like how Christopher does it on AMTV because it makes it seem like you're more important than what you really are because you're not at all, right? And so it makes him look like he's so busy, like he's all over the place, man, because he's just got so much money to make. But anyway, it's about covering your head when you're teaching. Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinance as I deliver them to you. See, but I would have you know, all right, that the head of every man is Christ. And the head of the woman is the man. I mean, obviously, because the woman came from the man, Adam. Eve came from Adam. And the head of Christ, it's God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. Every man, I would never preach with my head covered. I told you that before. It's a dishonor to God to preach. 42 months. In the holy city, they shall tread underfoot. 40 and 2 months.
People stay silent. How much more are we going to possibly take? Do you think Jesus came here and died on a cross because he was a pussy? He knew he was going to be brutally tortured and then crucified. Tortured and then crucified. Tortured and then crucified. Going to be brutally tortured and then crucified. And you should expect that too. Just my opinion. Seriously.
Thanks, Richie. Thanks for the fear porn. Fear, 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 fear.
Despising the shame.
Which reminds me of another.
Now let's just, let me do something here.
You want to be Jesus? Go right ahead.
Death by crucifixion was regarded as one of the most painful methods of execution known to man. In fact, did you know the very word in English, excruciating? We talk about excruciating pain. The word excruciating literally means from the cross. And it is because crucifixion deliberately delayed the victim's death so that the victim would receive maximum torment. That's why they did it. They did it so that he would live on in suffering for hours and even days. So what do we know about Jesus' crucifixion? Well, he was arrested in a garden after sweating great drops of blood. In that weakened condition, he stands before authorities for not one trial, not two trials, but 6 individual trials. When he is finally convicted, he carries the upper part of his cross, known as the patibulum, weighed about 75 pounds. He had to march with that toward his place of execution, didn't make it all the way, he was so weak. When he finally got there, they took long tapered spikes and they stapled them in between his radius and ulna, the two bones that form a hook in the wrist, so that it wouldn't just tear the flesh, and they did the same, placing spikes in his feet. And then when that victim is placed upright, it doesn't take long before muscle cramps set in, and it's difficult to breathe, and the only way to breathe is to pull up on those spikes to get a breath and let out. And usually the victim will die of suffocation. On top of that, Jesus was forsaken by the Father, for he said on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? Now, I have a simple question after that description. How can there be any joy in any of that?
Because it wasn't literal.
Where's the joy?
And he knew it.
Well, let me piece a few texts together for you to answer the question. One is this text, who for the joy set before him. Makes us wonder, okay, I don't get it, where's the joy? Now, back in the Old Testament, Isaiah chapter 53, you're familiar with that? It's the most complete prophetic description of what would happen in Jesus' suffering on the cross. It says in Isaiah 53, verse 11, he shall see the travail of his soul and be satisfied. My righteous servant shall justify many. In other words, Jesus, looking at what that death would accomplish in making people justified before God, brought satisfaction. Let me give you another text, Jude, verse 24. Now unto him who is able to keep you from stumbling and present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. Don't misread that. It's not talking about your joy. Oh, you'll have plenty of joy. But it's not talking about your joy. It's talking about his joy. The joy that Jesus will have in presenting you to the Father as a trophy of salvation. So, putting all those texts together, the joy that was set before him was the joy of anticipating your salvation. Even though you were yet unborn, he knew that one day you would believe and be his disciple, and that one day he will have the joy of presenting you to the Father as a trophy of salvation. That's the joy that was set before him. Now, keep in mind, that is for a point that the author is making, and that is this. He's encouraging his audience to joyfully endure a very hard life, a difficult life. By the way, I didn't even tell you this yet. He talks about running the race here. There's a word that he uses for race. And when I tell you the word in Greek, you're going to hear a word that it sounds like in English. The word for race here is agona. What does that sound like? Agony. It's where we get our word agony. So it's a hard, difficult race. It's a competition. It's where you sweat. That's the race we're in. It's an agona. Now, I used to run, but I'm not like a real runner. But I had plenty of guys that I knew and gals I knew who were so serious about running competitively. And I always noticed it was hard. I look at their faces when they run. They're not smiling. It's, and they work out, and they don't eat fun stuff, and they train their body so hard. And so you got to wonder, why are you doing that? I mean, there's got...
Well, when you do that, you feel better knowing that you're getting in shape, you're feeling better. When you're running, for me anyway, when I can catch my breath and then I can continue to run, that's the high that you get. It's not so dreadful as you're running. You know, if you first start out, it is, but if your lungs and your capacity is built up, then it is a high just for the simple fact, me speaking personally, to be able to breathe. Just be able to and catch that breath instead of being heavy and weighed down. That's what I get out of it. And working out is, again, you know that a lifelong goal is to stay in shape, be as light as you possibly can, because for as long as you got to live in this flesh, you got to carry it around. For as old as you get, you got to be able to, if you fall, you got to be able to push yourself back up and not be stuck there like I fall and I can't get up.
I mean, there's got to be some joy somewhere. There's got to be some payoff for that.
I like when I have a light day of eating food. I feel like I've accomplished something that I normally don't, because if you look at my older videos,
you see me laughing? Jerry?
I love my groceries back then.
I think this B is going to win.
Nobody clung to me with flatteries more than Bob B.
Damn, what the B is bad! I was just kidding about letting him sting me, but I will definitely give him props. Is he still alive? Yeah, he's there. I just got up to 70 miles an hour and the B is not moving.
I sure enjoyed that car. I could have just never gave it back and just, what are you going to do? Couldn't do anything about it.
He got a little scared. He's a little intimidated. I want everybody to meet Bobby, all right? Hey, Bobby, this is the one that, Bob, you won one of the speakers. Here you go, Bob. That's for clinging to me with the biggest flattery I've ever been clung to before in my life. No, wait, yo, how you gonna?
He's out of here.
Oh well. With SJD is. Well, he said, well, good. I'm glad you got back to me, because if you didn't, it would have been a train wreck. And I'm thinking, and I even said to him, like, I don't think Jesus would talk to anybody like that, my Lord. And so testing his spirit from that time on, because once everybody came against me, I said, make a stand for SJD. It was my way of testing his spirit. I already had my suspicion from the gate, man, with everybody from the gate. Changing his name a million times with his 2 different accounts. I can't even change my name 3 times in a year, basically. So that was red flag number 1 to me. And then, I don't believe that Jesus Christ is coming back in a flesh, singular flesh, but he's coming back in the flesh, multiple. That's what I believe. Not one man. Does he have a lot of knowledge? Absolutely. Very, very intelligent when it comes to scripture. However,
that was my belief as of November 15, 2018, when it comes about lowercase SJD.
Hey, I had to tell him, just stop calling me, stop texting me. I don't want to talk anymore. So the forceful demon, there's a forceful demon that appears. And when I feel like I'm being forced to do something, that person is trying to take over my will and impose his will on me. And that's where I drew the line. And then I shut the comment section off, pretty much right after, a couple weeks after that, because everybody started coming against it. I was like, I'm shutting you guys up. No more. I don't want to hear the chatter, the demons. And then I got bombarded with all kinds of mail catalogs. And also at the same time, that same day when he was talking about train wreck happening, I interpreted it, okay? This is how I interpret a train wreck. You're going to be stalked severely, okay? Even more than usual. And I noticed from that point on, I was stalked severely.
They did this experiment in England once. A group of people were told that for the following few weeks, hired strangers would be interfering ever so slightly in their lives. Nothing they would normally notice, maybe a passerby on a bicycle, or a waiter at a restaurant. just little
Or a
interactions
winker
set
at
up
the
to
gym.
alter the course of their routine.
Or a hand signal.
When the study was finished, the volunteers recounted all the things that had happened to them. And some of them were seriously affected by the message they were being sent. One woman started believing in God. But here's the thing. Nothing was done to them.
Nothing was done to them.
Their lives had carried on completely unchanged. The only thing altered was their perception.
Fear.
Nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to them. Nothing. Just the fear. That's all it is. It's fear. This is a spiritual battle.
Our difficult race, it's a composite suffering on the cross. It says in Isaiah 53, verse 11, he shall see the travail of his soul and be satisfied.
I have to say, I gotta be around the bush. Like, you have to make the comparison and say it yourself, okay? I never told you to worship me. I just implied it. And if I knew that you weren't, I was gonna start strutting you like you're gonna see a train wreck, okay? So, some people can read between the lines, and apparently Robin's one of them. So, I'm starting to get freaking pissed off, Robin. You're making me work. I'm the king, bitch. Oh, man, I need to hire new people. Maybe I should go to your school, Robin, and hire kids, you know, that want to do this job. I mean, that's like I pull these flunkies off the street and they can't do it. Drives me crazy.
So, you two, yo, how's your boy? America's gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? In Jesus' name, it's gonna be great.
I just like slowing things down.
Yo, I just want to tell you, right? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. For real. But I keep it real in Jesus' name, though. For real.
I've heard him say one time that he loves somebody recently on a video, and I think that's because he's seen a lot of other God's children saying stuff like that. But he doesn't show love. He's never. I mean, the first time I saw SJD making comments and talking about people, he's always talked hateful, negatively, and this is what you will see these.
Yeah, so you and him are good cop, bad cop, but you're both cops.
The authority or voice, and that he's setting aside Robin. I'm saying that's incorrect. The voice is of many people. People who never even heard about Robin or Jethro or Tim or me or Andrea or Lefty or Taurus or any of you guys. You guys ain't important. You ain't no more important than me. You think the world heard of you? We talk to each other. Yes, she did. Jethro, did you see it? I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay, my opinion on SJD rebuking Robin is that SJD doesn't have the authority to rebuke Robin in the first place.
That's right. I rebuke you, Justin Michael Sims, Archangel, Arconian, Lieutenant.
He's going to be slain. He will. I guarantee it. So, this is just the tip. This is just the beginning of a 3-year process that's getting ready to start. And in the end, guess what?
Hey, you know, the funny thing is, a lot of truth was been coming from Steve. I just thought I could hop into YouTube and we were like at the end, like Christ already did the work, and I'm just coming in at the end, just like sweeping up. No, it had to start back then.
The false prophet pushing another false prophet, giving life to the dead over there.
Where?
Okay, who was a false prophet? He died a false prophet.
Oh, he's talking about Harold Camping and me
Did he lose? Elijah himself didn't actually do the destroying, the blood destruction. It was the men of Israel that followed. So you can either believe
Robin's lies about Elijah sickens me because I want people to believe that he really literally killed people.
What I'm telling you, or you can follow after the Joker because he has stolen the Batmobile.
Look how heavy. Yeah, but I gave it back on my birthday.
All right? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. But you're chasing after fool's gold. All right? And in the end, he's going to be slain. He will. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be slain in the end.
And in the end, he's going to be slain. He will. I guarantee it. Killed them. For Elijah at his command. For Elijah at his command. Elijah now did slay Jezebel and Ahab. He did. He slayed them with a sword.
His tongue, the sword, the spirit, the actual one.
Real sword. He killed them. And their dead bodies laid in the streets for 3 days.
3 years. So they were slain for 3 years. Jezebel and Ahab. Husband and wife. Brother and sister. Twins. Adam and Eve.
And dogs and pigs licked their blood. Dogs and
He's not lying, he is liar. He's creating, they're coming out of his mouth. So, the thief is also a liar. He is a liar. He's a hypocrite. For him to say he's not lying, he is liar. I've got
He is liar?
witnesses to prove him wrong.
Are you talking? Stephen, if what Robin says is true, and you this whole time have been a part of some evil agenda, and they have promised you something and given you knowledge or what have you, or maybe that they've told you, and I'm saying if, I'm not saying for sure, or maybe that they've told you that you are the good guy, that you are going to be this elevated figure in.
Hey Ty, congratulations on your Netflix, role acting. If that's you behind the mask, or if you're writing it, either way, it's definitely tied in with you.
In this whole end times deal. Well, you have been deceived. You have been fully and 100% deceived. So this is what I want to say. If you have made a promise or you have taken an oath with these people, what I want to tell you is that you can come back home. You can, the sacrifice on Calvary, what Jesus did for you, I don't care what you've promised or what you've been promised or what Jesus did for you, I don't care. You can
forget about the word that you see.
The sacrifice on Calvary, what Jesus did for you on Calvary, what Jesus did for you on Calvary, what Jesus did for you, I don't care what.
He said Judas.
What you've promised.
You know what Derek from McLaughlin Church did for you?
Promised, or what you've been promised, or what they've said, or what oath you've taken, a blood oath, whatever, or what you've been deceived by because it was based off of a lie, it can be broken if you turn to Jesus and submit to him fully. An oath or been told that you're going to be something, it was based off of a lie.
I typed it in. It's there.
I'm obviously being facetious.
So let's look at 2772.
Remember, it's the
Worse.
root of David opens Pandora boxes hidden the truth.
You're
the two witnesses.
It's awesome.
Okay. So there it goes. I told you, me and Batman, we were both.
All right, Rob. Enjoy your trip. I'll take over from here. Hey, guys.
What's wrong with this?
Listen.
Robin.
There's a lot of talk going on around here.
Something wrong with you, dude.
About my partner. Okay. First of all, he's not a liar. Okay. Second of all, the Batmobile, okay. Look, I let him drive it, okay. I didn't want to come on camera. I'm a little camera shy, okay. That's why I wear a mask. Hey, look, it just is what it is, alright?
You didn't realize how literal that is, Robin, did you? I mean, Batman. Back then, did you?
I mean, is there anybody out there that, you just don't want to really put the camera in your face? But
So let me just make this clear. I gave Gematria a chance. I searched through it. I always looked at just the numbers. I didn't pay too much attention to the stuff that was in here. But so before I did my condemnation, I did do my investigation. And after further review, apparently I'm a David, Elijah, and Moses also. I'm just saying. So with 2007, it's Jesus versus Satan. Jesus Christ, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. I don't accept leftover people or materials, so I don't eat people.
Written in the prophets, they will all, listen to this, I will be raised up.
I rebuke you, Robin, Henry, tease. I rebuke you.
Hey, Robin, when I get you, I catch up to you, I'm gonna eat you. Get some ketchup. Yeah, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna get some ketchup. I'm gonna eat you. Get some ketchup. I'm gonna catch up to you, alright? As soon as I catch up to you, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna eat you with some ketchup. Robin, I'm off to an important meeting. I got people to see and talk to about you because you're making my job fucking difficult, Robin. I'm getting a little bit sick of it, okay? But yeah, you see this ketchup? You wait till I catch you up, okay? I'm gonna catch up to you, Robin. And when I do, I'm gonna not be so nice, okay? Because I don't have to be. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, Robin. Father told me so, okay? He said you're gonna be smited, Robin. I rebuke you. I forgot to tell you. I rebuke you in the name of myself, all right? I rebuke you, Robin, in the name of myself. Because I am who I said I am. If I'm freaking Adam, the first one, right? And if I'm also Elijah and Moses and David the King and John the Baptist and Jesus Christ and the last freaking Adam, that? Robin, if I'm all of them,
making fun of the top Luciferian.
You better watch your back, Robin. Because
Gangstalker.
I am an angry, freaky Jesus, I guess. I mean, I'm seem to be pissed off. I don't know why. People die. Like the 450 prophets, Robin. And you know what? I'm off to a meeting with the other 99 priests, okay? The other 99. You know, because there were, as I can remember, there was about 100 that were hidden. They were priests of the Most High, okay? That means that they were high priests, Robin. I am going to you, okay? You wait, Robin. Oh, one more thing, Robin, before I leave to my meeting, because you're holding me up. I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh. You know, I'm tired of hearing Robin's story talking about Elijah. Robin, he's a liar. He's such a liar. He's going to be slain. Anyway, let's see. Elijah slayed 450 prophets with the sword words. Well, let me see. I want to think about Elijah here. Elijah, I believe that in it was in Kings. I believe that. See, Robin's saying that he slayed them with that it was
it was a spiritual thing. Bible doesn't understand that the Bible was written in three different dispensations. Not only was it spiritual, it was also blood, and it was also witness. Spirit, blood, and water. Spirit, blood, and water. Everything is in three dispensations.
Either way, I mean, I ain't got nothing to worry about because I'm not one of the 450 false prophets. But I'm just trying to let you guys know that you're not actually really going to get killed, but slain with, the host body, that may be a different story, and that may be what he's talking about.
So not only were the prophets of Paul slain with the word, they were also slain in blood. All right?
See? So slain in blood, but I didn't know anything about it.
And they were also slain in water by the hands of others. All right? In their blood, they were killed. They were actually killed. All 450 were killed. And you want to know who killed them? It was the men of Israel. And there was 100, or I believe it was 100 priests of the Lord, of the Most High, the Father. Okay?
Joy today, Mr. Graham, because by tomorrow I'll have the formula that everyone will eat in the chum bucket and I will rule the world!
Whatever you say, Plankton. Plankton, the RFID chip inserted from the hypodermic needle. That happens all the way down here. Inserting the mark of the beast. The plant, I believe it's like the thing that the problem that Jim Carrey was having, what he was explaining.
Hey, yeah, real funny, Satan. Yeah, it's a real good one. Yeah, I know. Thanks, SJD. Hey, I'll talk to you later, okay? Oh my God, guys. I'll tell you, I love when I make that guy think that he's going to catch up to anybody. Okay. Oh man, I love this trick. It gets him every time. Yeah, it's like the carrot on the stick, guys. All right. I constantly have people just following the carrot. Oh, the bloody carrot. Okay. I'd like to thank SJD. All right. He's one of my better actors. I mean, I give him that. Unlike Richie. I mean, he's Richie. You need to do a little bit better. Okay. You gotta pretend that you're not reading. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my servant. Okay. Well,
December
it's my job, right, to make him think that I'm not going to be destroyed. But remember when Jesus, he tricked me back then? And if I would have known, guys, that I would have been destroyed back then, I would not have freaking killed Jesus, okay? I would not have done it. But I got fooled, okay? And now I know that Christ can't die. It's my turn. I mean, I ruled the whole world, all right? I don't care about my soul anymore. Who cares? When you're done, you're dead, right? Right, guys, Masons, everybody, non-believers, that's right. I mean, you only live once. Did we name that soap opera called One Life to Live, guys, all right? Yeah. That's what we believe, okay? That's why we're trying to give I think we're gonna. I'm lying to you guys, okay? You can't upload your brain into a computer. Stupid. It ain't gonna happen. But I love telling you that it ain't gonna happen. Now. And then, but make you think it will. Okay? Like you're gonna rule God's people. Yeah. Oh man. Look, guys. I was cast down. Okay. Right around 2011. All right. I know that I have a short period of time. This little season I was loose. Okay. It was one day. You think I was in freaking prison for 1,000 years? Come on. When was the earth peaceful for 1,000 years? Can anyone name the time frame when the earth had peace in it for 1,000 freaking straight years? No, you can't. You can only do it one day. May 21st, 2011. I'm telling you guys the truth, okay? It's my turn to tell you the truth too. Yeah, it's great. I can tell you, it's like I can lie my entire life, and then in the end, I can tell you the truth, and you won't believe it. But I gotta believe it. Because I came clean with God. I'm like, hey, look, I gotta tell the truth in the end. So guys, that's why I use the guy over there, SJD, okay? I mean, look, guys, Robin is a better actor than he is, and I gotta pay this guy, okay? Robin does it for free. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, damn it. So, yeah, Robin's kind of pissing him off. I think, hey, guys, look, I think Robin's pretty freaking funny, man. I mean, he knows that I'm gonna be destroyed. I know I'm gonna be destroyed. I know that I'm deceiving all the elite, and the elite are deceiving the 7 billion. The 7 billion are gonna turn to God because that's what God made me do. He made me make them deceive them. That way they all turn back. And then in the end, the elite, well, they got a big surprise. Oh my God, it's so freaking great what God told me he's gonna do to you guys. But I'm not saying anything because, that's why, when Christ died before, if they would have told me, I wouldn't have killed him. So it's the same thing. They didn't want to say anything. That way I could be fooled. Duh! It's happening all over again. And it ain't, guys, all right? I know better this time. My ass is grass, so is yours, and it is what it is. I mean, it whatever. I mean, like, subscribe, share, or that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And Robin, you're gonna be smited. I love having SJD think that he has power. Oh my God. Guys, he's only acting. He knows he's not Jesus Christ. I mean, seriously, Johnny, for Christ.
I can't wait for vengeance on this one right here. I can't wait. Oh my God. You know, I'm tired of hearing Robin's story about talking about
No views. Wonder
Elijah.
why. That must have been blocked.
Robin. He's a liar. He's such a liar. He's gonna be slain. He's a liar. He's gonna be slain. He's a liar. He's gonna be slain. Anyway, you know, the funny thing about Robin is he doesn't have a whole lot of common sense. You know, he doesn't have a whole lot of common sense. And then the other thing is he says, well, why would anybody be happy that the end could be 2021? Why would you want 3 or 4 more years? Well, there's a simple answer to that. The more people that actually end up knowing the truth by the time it all goes down, the more people will be saved. And for him to say that everybody is going to heaven, when the Bible clearly doesn't say that, when he's reading from the Bible, he's kind of like a hypocrite. And for him to say that everybody is going to heaven, so if you're going to sit there and listen to Robin say that, oh, Elijah slayed them with the word, they didn't actually die, but they were slain with the word. If you're going to sit there and listen to Robin say that, oh, Elijah slayed them with the word, they didn't actually die, but they were slain with the word. Well, Robin is a liar. They did get killed, and they were slain.
Remember, guys, I'm only bringing this to everybody's attention because this man is truly saying that he is Jesus Christ in the flesh.
Well,
and David and Elijah and John the Baptist and the first Adam and the last Adam and freaking Moses too. And he wrote the book of Gematria. He's all over it. This isn't some poor suffering servant. And I will just present to you my circumstantial evidence, and you be the jury, because this is going to trial. Not connected to Stephen James DeShawn's name when you Google it, unless you know the name of it. So this is something that I've already read before when I was still sticking up for SJD, even though all this was said, right? Like, for instance, the head Luciferian in the United States is a man by the name of Stephen James DeShawn, and his last known residence, Linwood, Michigan. He is the modern-day John the Baptist. Baptism meaning brainwashing. The background of who Stephen James DeShawn really is and why he actually loves that being up there. Just know that all of his videos are about anybody who's exposing him. He rebukes me. Rotten Pie. He's obsessed with me. Every Robin Hood video. There I am, there I am, there I am. Tyler, there you are. There I am. Here I am again. He's saluting somebody else. But here, this is what happens to gang stalking victims. There I am, there I am. There's his Illuminati. There's Tyler again, exposing him because he's exposed, or he's trying to expose him as a liar, but this is the true liar right here. Obsession, obsession, obsession. The lying son of disobedience will eat crow. Yeah, I'm sure it's about me. The Texas, Philly, and New York Jewish mafia. We're all connected together. Keep digging. You can see what I'm watching, Steve. I wanted to see your singing. You suck. We're all going to die in Adam. Okay, you keep calling him with his bitch bun. Well, I don't think Jesus Christ talks like that. The liar Henry. Oh, you got some new ones? Okay. I found Jesus for you, Robin, Tyler, and Justin. Justin, you guys created the lies. Answer and verify them.
Talk about it. You know, there is some fucked up individuals out there that purposely do go killing dogs. But I mean, to say that SJD was behind it is pretty, to me, it's far-fetched. And you just gotta understand where I'm coming from on it. But I mean, to say that, I don't know. But this guy, because Robin thinks he's gonna be a king in heaven. And you know what? He might be. I don't know. But this guy, Robin's so fucking sure that he's... I'll show you what I think about Robin. It's a good analogy of Robin. Because Robin thinks he's going to be a king in heaven. And you know what? He might be. I don't know.
I wonder what's going on. He said to find some space. Putting a box up here like everything's taken out or something.
And they didn't fly very long. The first flight was only 12 seconds. And then they did it again, and that was a 15-second flight. They did it again. It was for 59 seconds, just under 1 minute. That's 1903. And they flew 120 feet. Well, they were so stoked. They were so excited. They telegraphed their sister, Catherine, back in Dayton, Ohio, with the simple message: we have flown 120 feet. And that little telegram ended with this: we'll be home by Christmas. We've flown 120 feet, we'll be home by Christmas. Well, she was so excited at the news that they have flown that she ran down to the newspaper with the telegraph and showed...
But this guy, Robin's so fucking sure that he's saved, and that's another issue I have. It's like, okay, he might be. I don't know. But this guy, Robin's so fucking sure that he's saved, and that's...
Sticking up for SJD much? Yeah, who is?
It's me, Captain. Who? It's me. I'm at the door.
Oh, hey. Hey, what's going on, Jeffrey? What are you up to?
Nothing, boss. I was just wondering if I can get paid, because it's been a couple weeks now, because I didn't get paid from last week.
Look here. I am the king, all right? And you're not even doing your freaking job, okay? Because Rabin keeps exposing me, and he's using my own book against me. Get out of here. And you're not doing enough. I need more work out of you, Jeffo.
Okay, boss, I'm trying my freaking hardest, for Christ's sake. Fuck, man. I mean, why don't you keep trying to do it, too? Because he's freaking tough to take down.
Look, you want to get in here and do a freaking another video? Do it. Make it effective. I'm out of here.
Okay, fine. Okay, thanks, boss. Jesus, God. Oh, man, I swear to God, this freaking Jesus guy, man. Hey, fine. God. Hey, guys. Look, I have a few things I got to ask Robin once again, okay? Do you not understand that SJD, he's not my boss, okay? And he's not telling me to try to dig up dirt for you and Justin, because kind of he knows that you two guys talk, and what he wants to do, guys, is just divide you guys all over again, okay? So, I have to do a lot of videos, right? And he's making me do a lot of work, and what the fuck, man? I mean, you guys are just freaking relentless, okay? How do you know about my boss? I mean, that's SJD, huh? How do you know it all? I don't get it, fuck, man. If you haven't noticed, I've been trying to dig up dirt and try to get you, Robin, against Justin, okay, all over again. I mean, good luck to me, right? I mean, look at my boss. Oh, crap, did my tooth go back? Crap, guys. That's good. Anyway, guys, look. When you look at the videos, right? You remember Robin? Hey, Justin, how can you fucking think, for Christ's sake, man, that Jesus Christ would forgive you for any of your sins? I mean, you and Robin are like the same. It's like he goes to jail, right? And I mean, you think God's going to forgive you for going to jail? Especially when you ask for it?
Robin. It's a good analogy of what Robin. Because Robin thinks he's going to be a king in heaven. And you know what? He might be. I don't know.
Freaking drink. Drink this, right? Drink this, okay? Why do you think, Robin? I want you to test. I want a blood test, okay? Not like that. I want a freaking taste test. I'm not even your blood, okay? Because I know you got the blood of that 144,000, okay? It's my job to put the guys up. But look here, 44,000, okay? It's my job to put the guys up. But look here, you freaking Alright. I don't like it, Robin. I don't like what you're doing, Robin, okay?
What's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. I figured I'd go back in time. I remember last year, this freaking clown came out of nowhere. He was only up for 9 months. And, well, I'll never say his name, but I'll say it through, like, oh crap, I can't really see it. It's freaking, I'm driving, look, guys. Yeah. So I couldn't really, right. I mean, I can't see, what the clown did was, he gets under my freaking skin, okay? And he's telling people I'm not driving. I mean, my God, if there was one, I would be complaining to him. Shit, I can't even, which way am I going? As you can see, the sun is out. I mean, it's covered. It's covered exponentially, and but the rays are shining out my glasses. You can see it a little bit, right? Can you tell? See, you can see it somewhat, right? So what happened was this freaking clown from this channel, right? You know who I'm talking about. I won't say your name, but I mean, I'll just imply it every which possible direction that I possibly can, because you're like the only one saying publicly that I'm not freaking really driving, and I'm like in the studio or something, like in my truck, like not drive, like it's a studio or a workplace. Or it's so exponentially ridiculous how the frick he knew that. But anyway, he's like a thorn in my side all year long. Oh man, I can't wait until you're shut down. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And I can't wait. Yeah, and prepare, guys. Okay, prep for the next 6 months, because they're gonna turn off our electric somehow. And yeah, they're just gonna let us live normally. Like, hey, you want me to help you with that fire started over there? Sure, Mr. Government Agent. Man, you're not here to like put a bullet in my head? No, I'm here to help. Okay, well that's great then. Anyway, this guy, he made this video about me last year, right around the same time, right now, because he thought that we were gonna get shut down last year, and here he goes again, knowing that we're gonna get shut down this year, real soon, actually. Nope. Quite frankly, it's like listening to it again, time and time and memorial.
You were just getting started.
Clown keeps making some kind of jabs at me, man, and I can't take it. It hurts, man. Why do you keep tormenting me? Why do you let people know that I'm reading from a strip and driving my freaking sunglasses on when it's pitch dark? I mean, or when it's like supposedly sunny out, huh? Anyway. Fear, guys, fear. Just fucking fear it all. Fear everything. We're all gonna die, all right? Deal with it. We're all going to hell. And,
we're all going through the tribulation. Get over it. Oh, make me laugh. I got real people out there fighting for God. What are you doing? Sitting in your house on your fucking computer? Go do something for God. I'll do something for you. All of you are going to fucking hell. Hell, fucking go. All of you are going to fucking hell.
So ever since he made fun of me last year, guys, well, you know, he's been harassed tremendously, and he just won't freaking give up. It's kind of pissing us all off. It's pissing off my boss, SJD, of course. I mean, I'm supposed to get the van life guys on him. You know, like Michael. Is it Michael, Archangel, RF, Richie, whoever you are, RFD, JSD, is it? Or are you supposed to get the van guys on him, boss? I know you got one of them on, but I mean, he freaking clung, like, in one day, in 1,000 years, boss. He freaking clung straight off of the people that you try to have him cling onto. You sleep? I'm sorry, boss, I didn't mean to wait. He's tired of, my boss, SGD, he's a little upset and he's a little tired. Robin's running him freaking to the ground, and well, he can't wait to freaking slaughter him to death, okay? And put him in his blue robe so he can turn it freaking purple with blood when the word is turns to blood.
3 years ago.
If you know what I mean. If you can read between the lines, I mean, think about that, Mr. Robin. It's real hard to do, ain't it? It's terribly difficult to interpret what freaking old Nebuchadnezzar over here, King Cyrus, whoever the frick he thinks he is, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, even I know he's not Jesus. I mean, but the other guys, they're not sure. But he does kind of remind me of Satan a lot. So I think it might be Satan. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But is my 7-minute video up yet? Anyway, guys, back to this freaking thorn in my side. Yeah, okay, fine, Robin. You have thorns around your head. Then we hang you to a branch and nail you to it. You want to think you're like Jesus? Fine. We'll freaking nail you to a cross, just like Jesus. Or whoever.
It should be odd every time I read it since that it sort of looks out of place when it says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame. Now let me do something here. Death by crucifixion was regarded as one of the most painful methods of execution known to man.
So,
in fact, did you know the very word in English, excruciating? We talk about excruciating pain. The word excruciating literally means from the cross. And it's because crucifixion deliberately delayed the victim's death so that the victim would receive maximum torment.
Thorns around your head. Then we hang you to a branch and nail you to it. You want to think you're like Jesus? Fine. We'll freaking nail you to a cross, just like Jesus. Or whoever he put supposedly. Jesus Christ. Yeah, sure. Whatever. He was just a man walking the earth, just like every other man walking the earth now that claims that they have some kind of information from God. Yeah, right. Anyway, my real topic today, guys, was had something to do with well, basically fear, right? Fear.
So
Number one, fear.
Live on and suffering for hours and even
number
days.
Two.
So what do we know about Jesus' crucifixion? Well, he
was
arrested in the garden after sweating great drops of blood.
Considered an illuminating one has been quoted in one magazine, one news clip or another talking about there's too many people on the planet, we need to get rid of them. As a matter of fact, if I could be reincarnated as a virus that would wipe out humanity, that would be fine with me. Those words have been said. I don't understand what it's going to possibly take. And I guess I have a really short memory because just like you, I'm exposed to the aluminum that we're breathing, the fluoride in the water, the genetically modified food, even when you buy organic. So I have the memory of a field mouse and I have the attention span of a small goldfish. So even doing this, I forget, but I'm doing this off the top of my head right now. You see this? See this? There's no studio here. I'm driving in my truck. This is my work truck. It's my truck. Okay? So get that straight. You know what I'm talking about. The memory of a field mouse and I have the attention span of a small goldfish. So even doing this, I forget, but I'm doing this off the top of my head right now. You see this? See this? There's no studio here. I'm driving in my truck. This is my work truck. It's my truck. Okay? So get that straight. You know what I'm talking to.
You know who I'm talking to. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Richie.
You're not talking about me, are you, Rich? You know, I mean, I don't know anybody else who was saying that you weren't driving. I mean, I didn't. Who else said that you were in your studio, in your truck, where you work? I can't think of one person that said that. I mean, it ain't like you guys listen to small channels like mine. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Come on. It ain't like I can't constantly get under SJD's skin with the push of a button. And then he has other buttons that he likes to push to try to, I don't know, apparently they're going to zap me one day, I'm not sure, but I guess you just can't do it though, Steve. You know, hey, look, if it happened, it happened. I'll let you know, but I'm sorry, guys. Maybe it happens to certain people. Maybe it just can't happen to me. I don't know. I mean, I would think that out of all the people in the world that gets under people's skin like that, I would think that I would be one of them to be directly energized or something with their weapons. But I wonder who Richie's talking about. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go through the list of the amount of times that I've said that Richie's RFP, he's driving pretendingly with his side screen, you know, his side screen. Sideshow Bob is over there. And by the way, Sideshow, hey Bob, you have a way of getting under my freaking skin also. And Robin, oh man, he's risking. And my best favorite employee, RFP, who also. And Robin, oh man, he's really getting under my skin. And my best favorite employee, RFB, he's like a contractor. I am the general contractor because I'm like the general manager. And I have all these freaking flunkies that just can't put enough fear in people's hearts. I don't know why all this time they can't put fear in Robin's heart.
That's all right, Rob. Now they're using the giants because the 450 false prophets got slain. Literally.
I rebuke you.
Robin, Henry, tease. I rebuke you.
Notice I can't even look at the camera when he says that.
Top Luciferian United States
It will
rebukes
come to
me.
pass.
Basically, when I'm really...
Just for the record, I don't believe this book. I am just mocking it.
I'm just like wrapping it up towards the end here. Just wrapping it up.
Just remember who always wins, Steve.
Robin, I'm in my bunker, okay? That's why I'm not doing videos. Loser! Oh, and by the way, hey, Jethro, and Tim, and Jerry, all you guys from the, have a bunch of truth going on, guys. Hey, I just want to tell you, it was good having you guys work for me, okay? I didn't want to tell you that I was going to hop in my bunker this week. I mean, you should have listened to Robin. He already told you. Freaking bulls, clowns. So, yeah, Robin, and Justin, okay? I got me and my gematria book also. We're here, okay? Uh-oh. Anyway, I'm comfortable in my bunker, all right? And, well, the truth of the matter is, I'm Judas, okay? I am freaking Judas. I am Judas, all right? SJD, that's who I am. And I'm fooled again. Oh, shit, damn it. I hate when Satan tricks me like that. Anyway, I'm not really Jesus Christ, you fools. Oh, my God. You thought I was Christ. What a bunch of idiots. Oh, man. I'm not even the freaking last Adam or the first. I'm going to be split in two like an atom, but that's what God's going to do. Hey, I don't care. I'm just going to believe that he won't. All right, guys? So, hey, Jethro. It's been fun. It has been since you've been working for me. I mean, I know that you were like, you weren't really into it first, but I kind of conned you into it. You know what I mean? I gave you a few shekels. What that's besides the point. Look, you guys did a fantastic job, all right, of sucking ass. Okay, you guys sucked my ass tremendously. Thank you. I have smooch marks on my.
Yeah, Robin was pretty funny back then. When I look back, but I can see where he was. I can see where he would get on your nerves, and then he'd make you laugh, and you want to slap him, and he'd make you laugh.
Buttocks, all right. So thanks, guys, from Jude's ass. I got kiss marks on my ass, all right. And
You did. I almost feel sorry for you. Almost. I rebuke you. Robin, Henry, tease. I rebuke you.
Yet Michael